If you're tired of all the manifestation content and you're tired of all the differing opinions and all the differing things, or methods or techniques that we hear about in this community, and you're over it and you just want a simple damn answer on how to manifest what you want, then you're going to want to watch this video. Hello, my fellow flawless, limitless, sexy, sassy, saucy HBICs. How are you on this lovely morning, afternoon, or evening? I am recording this today, Friday, Black Friday. I hope you all, if you celebrate Thanksgiving, I hope you had a fabulous Thanksgiving. I certainly did. It flew by. Certainly flew by because I did all the cooking. I'm recouping. It is very early morning. Everyone's asleep except me. And I wanted to record this video just because I had a flashback of an experience that I had last September. And if you're new here, last September, I was in a shite state. It sucked. I felt very trapped. You know, I was panicked because I felt trapped. All my little old tips and tricks to get myself out of a particular state of consciousness wasn't working, which only added to the panic. However, that's the beauty of states of consciousness. You know, if you're in one, you are seeing through the filter of it. And, it can feel very, very yucky. It can feel yucky, but there are beautiful, beautiful feeling states as well. However, when you're in the right victim state, you can feel like nothing's ever going to change and you're stuck being a certain person. And that's how I felt. And it was that September that my realization came of how all this poppycock we hear on how to manifest can be so overwhelming to someone in a not favorable state. And, that's where my little desire or my little method in itself of choosing who I am to manifest, and it works flawlessly. But it's a choice we need to make every day. It's a choice. So if that interests you, if you're tired of watching content and you just want one video to listen to, this is going to be that one for you, okay? So long as you can handle my personality, the twin living on my face, and, looking like I just woke up, because I kind of just did. Yeah. Also, if you're new, hi, I'm Kimberly, and I am obsessed with getting what I want. I'm obsessed with manifestation. It is on my mind 24/7, even when I am taking a day off like yesterday. Manifestation was on my mind and did become a topic of a conversation with my own family. So if you are just as obsessed with getting what you want, then why don't you hit that subscribe button and come back and see me? I would greatly appreciate that. We can be friends and let me know you're there. Let me know you're a new subby, okay? I like making new friends, especially when we have similar mindsets. Yeah? Okay. So I'm going to skip the typical intro of selling myself and telling you how to connect with me. If you want to work with me and you'd like to connect with me, all of that info is in the drop box below. If you'd like to hang out with me outside of manifestation, my other YouTube channel called Kimberly's Other Life, that info is also in the drop box below. Before we jump in any further, let me just say, Care Bear, I'm going to have to shout out only Sassafras today. My beautiful name of Sassafras. To make it 2 for 2. You know what I'm saying? 2 for 2. I got to make it even, right? We don't want HBICs in competition. We'll use the other name in the next video. But it's Sassafras today. 2 for 2. Okay? Mama Bear keeps it even, keeps it fair for all her little HBIC cubs. To any of you who are new, I know you don't got a damn clue what I'm talking about, but Cheryl and Gary know. Okay? All right. Now let's really jump in. One simplified video, how to manifest. You decide who you want to be. There, done. Thanks for watching. I love saying that. I've used that in other videos, but the moment we come out of our mother's womb, the conditioning of our consciousness, the conditioning begins. Now, I could go deep here and say, you know, our consciousness can be broken down to subconscious, conscious mind, subconscious mind. I could break all that down for you. But to me, there are also conditions, because who we are is pure, unadulterated consciousness. And we are always ever projecting this conditioned consciousness out into our 3D world. So if you don't enjoy your 3D world, it is time to remove the conditioning, the limits, the things we believe about ourselves that we don't enjoy. It's time to remove that and make a new decision. And that's truthfully how you manifest. And that's also truthfully all you need to know. You believe that you are a particular version of yourself. And by version, I mean, yes, there's choices in versions. There's a Barbie version of you if you want to step into that. But there's also a broke version of you, a multi-millionaire version of you, a billionaire version of you, a married version of you, and all options of any person you've ever dated, the option to have married that person version of you. Anything that you can think of, there's a version of you living that life, literally. I like to think of it as, you know, they are all hanging out in the ether, waiting for you to put on the suit of that version. So in other words, let's pretend you have a closet full of all different color suits. And each suit you put on is a whole new you. And in that new you is all new beliefs. Now, don't get me wrong. Some states of consciousness have similar beliefs. I like to look at it as if each state, we'll use one belief here. We'll talk about the belief of not feeling good enough. It seems rampant, as in almost everyone I work with literally has that belief, that limited belief. I did too. There are infinite versions of you. So there could be more than one version of you that has that belief of not feeling good enough. But what I use to differentiate it is pretend that it's like a full tank of gas. In one state, you're at 100% tank full of not feeling good enough. But let's say you start making a new decision of who you want to be, and you are rising in consciousness. As we rise, limited beliefs go down. So it's like the tank goes down. Tank goes down. So you start deciding who you want to be, and as you make that decision, and maybe you doubt that. Maybe you have moments where you doubt it, but you're almost there. You kind of believe, you kind of accept. So we'll look at that belief as maybe having a 3/4 full tank of that belief. So hopefully that makes it a little more easier to think of. So when you want to manifest a desire, it really doesn't matter what it is. I see a lot of people dumbing down their manifestations. And by dumbing down, I mean they're choosing things that they think they're capable of experiencing. So for some of us, being a millionaire, that doesn't seem very plausible, right? It seems really far away. So then they won't ask for that. They'll manifest $10,000 as opposed to $1 million because it feels easier. Nothing wrong with doing that. However, I look at that as manifesting in steps or dumbing down your manifestation. It's one or the other. The intention's what matters. Meaning, you know, there's nothing wrong with manifesting dollar amounts that you feel are possible for you. And as you move to that state of consciousness, maybe once you've manifested the 10 grand, it seems plausible to manifest 50 grand or 100 grand and going on from there. So because as you move through states, every single time you enter in a new version of yourself. That's why I'm using the wording states and version interchangeably, because they mean the same thing. As you move through different states and versions, remember, your beliefs are moving around with you, meaning you're not dragging the same full tank of a belief with you, right? Our tank might be smaller, hence it's a new state. But as you move into a new state, it's like putting on a pair of glasses. You got your new suit on, which is the new version of self, and then you put on your filter glasses that match the suit. So that filter is how you're interpreting the world around you. When you want to manifest, let's say a specific person, someone you've already had a relationship with, and let's say that relationship wasn't favorable. Maybe they dumped you and moved on to a third party, or maybe they cheated on you with a third party. That can start a story, meaning we expect that person to let us down. But you see, you only ever experienced that person letting you down because of another belief. The one I most commonly see is not good enough. You don't feel good enough for that person. This is why people experience new love as amazing. You're getting everything you want with that person. They're showing up so in love with you, and then it seems to taper off into shit. And they start acting worse and worse. See, what that is your beliefs are now taking over, and taking over not so favorably. Do you see what I mean? So when you first meet someone, that not good enough isn't necessarily running the show yet. Right? You can allow in, it's a new person, it's new personality, you're getting used to things. But then your beliefs start creeping up. That not good enough starts creeping up. And then you start getting the thoughts of, what if they leave you? This is too good to be true. What if they leave you? What if they cheat on you? There's other people out there who are better than you, prettier than you, or sexier than you. Right? You start marinating on that, and you're believing that. You're believing it. You're believing it because maybe you've had experiences in the past that people have left you, people have cheated on you. So not only do you have those beliefs, you now also have the story that this person has cheated on you or left you for another person. And we carry them with us, right? We carry them with us. And that's why when you're manifesting a specific person, what you actually believe about them, what you expect from them matters. So we need to change that. And you need to change that belief of not feeling good enough, not believing you're good enough. There are more than just those things, right? There could be, you don't expect love to work for you. You don't expect people to show up for you, right? So you need to ask yourself the question, what do I really believe about love, relationships, and that specific person? If you're manifesting new love, you only need to ask the question of love and relationships. What do I believe about both? Because it's a blank slate. You're manifesting anyone coming in, right? However, if you're manifesting money, what are your beliefs around money? You ask yourself what they are so we can see what the shit beliefs are. And then from there, we make a new decision. We decide to be our new version of self, new self. And the easiest way that I have personally found to do that is simply start telling yourself you are that new self. And when shit thoughts come in, most important thing, don't start fighting thoughts. Fighting and flipping all of your thoughts does nothing but keep you in the fear energy. Now listen, me telling you not to flip or fight doesn't mean you can sit and marinate and think that shit thought over and over and over and over and over. No, instead, you just let it float on by. You just let it float on by. Nothing more to worry about. And get back to focusing on who you want to be. You are always ever projecting out who you believe you are. It will be the experience of, as you're intermingling with people you know, they are reflecting back to you your beliefs, not your every single thought, your beliefs. So when you want to manifest a specific person, you ask yourself that question. What shitty beliefs do I have about that person, about love, about relationships? From there, you decide what you want to experience, how you want to feel in that new relationship. And you start telling yourself that that's who you are now. You are the version of you who's in the most loving, fulfilling, committed relationship with, use your SP's name. If it's new love, you don't put a name. You start telling yourself every day that's who you are. Now, some coaches will tell you, well, that's not good enough. You need to fix all your limiting beliefs. You've got to fix your subconscious mind. That's also the wrong energy. That's a fear energy. It's fear mongering. You don't have to do that. You don't have to heal, especially if you've had traumatic experiences. You don't have to heal them necessarily. You're choosing the version of you who never had those experiences. It's really that simple. Doesn't always feel simple. Not if you're still perceiving things as negative. But your life can change simply by making the decision of who you believe you are. So, making the decision to be a new self. How does that work? You simply start claiming it. I am new self. Whether you're affirming, visualizing, right? You would visualize a scene that implies you are the you that has your manifestation, or affirming that you are your new self, right? And if I were you, I would take the time to define to yourself who new self is, right? This is why I said you want to write down what you want in that relationship, how you want to be treated, how you want to feel, right? What you expect from love. And you don't have to just leave it to just one manifestation. New self can be the version of you who has everything he or she wants in every category of life. And you can write that all down and simply be affirming to yourself that you are new self. There's no one way to manifest. And as long as you are telling yourself that you're doing everything right, you can't make a wrong decision, everything's leading you to new self, it'll work, and it will work flawlessly. So again, try not to overthink this, right? This is supposed to be our little simple video reminder of a simple way to manifest. Don't overcomplicate it. Don't fear your thoughts. Choose to be your new self, and you will very quickly find that not only do you start feeling different on the inside, which will probably happen first, but you'll notice how people treat you will be different. So again, if you're someone manifesting money, you are now the version of yourself who easily is overabundant or has so much money you don't know what to do with. That's who you are. You have an amazing money mindset. When you get money, you keep money. Whatever it is, whatever that limited belief that you had around money, whatever it is, you're now the opposite of that. That's new self. And there's no limit to what you can manifest. Nothing. Now, a little tip. Don't worry if you don't feel any different as you start telling yourself that you are new self. That'll come. That's the point of repetition, is making that new version of yourself feel more natural, feel comfortable, feel believable. It's quite normal to not necessarily believe what you're affirming or visualizing or scripting or whatever technique you use. But just declaring you are new self, think about it. Who is new self to you? As you declare it, you're going to think of yourself as new self. You're going to get a quick little boop in your mind over what it is that you want. So you do know who new self is, because here's another thing that people trip up on is, I don't know how it feels to be a new self. I don't know what it would feel like to have that relationship, because I've never had a full loving, fulfilling, committed relationship before, Kim, or I've never had so much money that I, don't know what to do with it all. I can buy whatever I want. Then why do you want it? Why do you want it? You want it because you think it's going to make you feel a particular way. So manifesting money, well, probably because you want to feel safe and secure, that you can buy yourself a beautiful home or vehicle, or buy whatever, I don't know, we'll say like luxury handbags, because that's what I like, for yourself, and pay all your bills and still feel like you can still buy anything you want at any time, or that you can bless other people with it. It's safety, security, nothing to worry about. There you go. That's how it feels to you. Or manifesting a specific person, you probably feel like you're going to feel fulfilled, happy, right? Believing someone can just choose you and love you just because it's you. You already have an idea of what you think it's going to feel like. And it's never wrong, right? Because we're individuals, and we're going to have individual feelings and experiences and emotions to things. There's no wrong answer. So don't overthink the feelings. When Neville Goddard is talking about feelings, he's referring to the knowing it's done. It's mine. It's a done deal. I'm going to have that. And as you, with repetition, keep telling yourself that you are the self that has it, things out here will lead you to it. It will unfold to you having exactly what you want on your little bridge of incidents. Don't get tripped up and think a bridge of incidents means a long time, because it doesn't. It can be instant, but even an instant manifestation has a bridge of incidents, right? From the millisecond that you looked at the manifestation in your 3D reality. There you go. That was your bridge of incidents. Do you see what I'm saying? Don't overthink manifestation. This is the video for you to simply break down. All you have to do is choose to be the you that has the manifestation. Everything out here will lead you to it. That's it. That's manifestation in a nutshell. Who do you identify as? I know that if you're newer, when I say, well, who is new self? Who do you identify it as? Who do you believe you are? Some of you have that answer of, well, I'm Kimberly, or yeah, but who are you? Are you someone who can have and experience all your dreams and desires? Or do you have a belief that these things will never happen for you? Who are you? Who is this version of yourself? And if it's not the version that believes that you can literally have your desires, we need to become a new version of you. We need to start identifying as that version who does believe, who does have. Don't worry about instantly believing. It will come. All of it will come. Quickly, another thing people get tripped up on is if the 3D world out here, I don't know, throws you something opposite once you start becoming new self. Don't make the assumption out here that it's not working. It doesn't matter what shows up. Know that whatever does is somehow, some way connected to your unfolding, to your full manifestation. And you give everything that meaning. Give everything that meaning. Listen, giving the meaning to things, it's a choice. So even bad circumstances, what you and I would consider bad, aren't bad. They are neutral. We are the decider of how we see the circumstance. Logic isn't your friend. And most of the time when you're feeling like shit, doubting your manifestation, it is because you're focused on a logical, literal thought, or you're logically interpreting the 3D. Give everything the meaning that it is leading you to your outcome, or that it is a part of your bridge of incidents. You putting that label on everything in your 3D will have to be validated to you. You can't fuck this up. It's simply identify as the version of you who has the desire until you fully see it in front of your face. Manifestation is very real, but it's not difficult. Okay? And you don't need 70,000 different techniques to get the manifestation. Another thing I see people do is they beat themselves up. If something opposite shows up instead of their manifestation, your manifestation hasn't stopped. It's still unfolding. You're interpreting your 3D logically. That's the problem. Okay? So, I'm going to leave it here to keep it simple. This is how you get what you want. You decide to be a new self, period. That's really how manifestation works. And remember, people in videos like myself are probably only talking about their personal experiences and opinions on manifestation. Opinions. Content creators, okay, are sharing what's worked for them, hopefully. Obviously, I know there's some regurgitation of other people's content, but you don't have to like how I word something. You can change it and make it your own. That's the point of this. It's an individual journey, an individual experience. But don't ever tell yourself that you can't have what you want, because yes, the fuck you can. So on that note, I'll see you tomorrow.